Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this here is part 2 of my foundation routine. And so let's just jump right into it. I'm pretty sure you guys already watched the first part, which is just the foundation, and now I'm going to continue to highlight and contour and do all that jazz. For my highlight, I like to use the LA Girl concealer, and this is in Fawn, and I mix that with a little bit of the MAC Select Cover Up. And this is NW40. I start with the LA Girl concealer. This here is the applicator. I actually like the applicator better than the one from MAC because the one from MAC just has like this little nozzle here. It doesn't have a brush. So maybe that's the reason why I like this one a little bit more. And the consistency of the formula is a little thicker, and this is a little liquidy. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to underneath my eye. And all you have to do is just squeeze it, and then it comes through the brushes. So apply this. And for me, I like to take my highlight all the way back. I do the same exact thing for the other eye. Just highlight that. And again, I take it all the way back. A little bit more on this side. Down the bridge of my nose. Once again, this is the reason why I like this concealer, because it has this brush that's perfect when you need to apply the concealer down the bridge of your nose. So do that. Right? I do my chin. And I like to do here. You know how Rihanna lips look? You know, she has like the Cupid bow, but it's really pronounced. Not your Cupid bow, because your Cupid bow is like right here. And I don't too much care for that. I really like for this little part, I don't know what they call this area, but I like this area to be really pronounced. Then I put some on my forehead. I know someone is asking, why do you need to highlight all that on your face? Well, I'll get into that later, but let me just tell you guys that I also, like I said, this is what I add just a little bit, because it makes it a little bit easier to blend. And I only add like maybe 2 to 3 drops, and I only apply this to my under eye. That's it. And back to the reason why I highlight and contour, because when you put foundation on, especially a medium to full coverage foundation, it makes your face very one-dimensional. And your face is not one-dimensional. Usually when you don't have any makeup on, you can see your cheekbones, you can see the hollowness of your cheeks, you can see the shininess of your forehead, your nose, all these areas. It's like basically, it just brings life back into your face, so everything doesn't look one-dimensional and flat. I like to use the Beauty Blender, and I believe you can get these from Sephora. I'm pretty sure other places sell it, but this is the actual Beauty Blender, and I like to use mine wet. So I just take this and I gently dab it to blend out the concealer, the highlight. Just gently take your time and blend out the concealer. Because look at that, perfectly blended. You don't have to work too hard. And so I do the same exact thing to the other eye. Blend above your lip and your bridge of your nose. And then whatever's left on my brush, I just drag it in between my eyes and my eyebrows and blend out the forehead. have all this blended. So it's no harsh lines. I don't see any. I need just a little bit more. Right there. Right there. It's a little bit more, and that's why you should always go in light. Apply it very lightly first, and then if you feel like you need more coverage, add another layer of coverage. And that's what I just did, because I applied this very light. Usually I go in a little bit more, but sometimes I can overdo it. So this time I applied the concealer lightly, but I think I need one more layer. One more. Yeah, see? That looks way better. And again, just take your time. Same thing for this eye. Okay, now to set my concealer, I like to use a mixture of the Ben Nye translucent face powder, and this one is Topaz, and this one is Banana. And I mix both of these together to make the perfect match for me, because the Banana is a little bit too yellow for me and it just looks ghostly. So I mix it with a little bit of this Topaz, and that's the perfect balance. I like to use this Real Techniques brush. It's the contour brush, but I like to use it to set my concealer. Apply it to underneath my eye. And I like to dab it on, because I'm setting it. And if I just swipe, I don't want to leave any brush strokes on my face. So I just set it. And once I'm done setting it, then I take the brush and brush off the excess. Same exact thing to the under eye. And just set your concealer. And brush off the excess. I'm going to do the same exact thing into the chin, above the lip, bridge of the nose, and the forehead. And to contour, I like to use the Fashion Fair foundation stick, and the color is Teak. And this here is the darkest foundation stick they have, and it looks like this. And I don't apply this directly to my face. I like to take a Real Techniques brush, and this is the pointed foundation brush, and I just rub this on top of the, push it down, I just rub this on top of the foundation stick, making sure that the brush is saturated. And what I do, just make a line from here to there. I usually like to curve up the bottom, right? And then I do the same thing to the other side. I just curve it up. And I blend some down here, my jawbone. Same thing to this side, jawbone. If you have a double chin, which I have, you can apply it there as well to hide it. See, it's gone already. And also, something that I like to do, I like to apply the same thing underneath my lip, underneath my bottom lip. You see that? It makes it look so much bigger. And then I do the same thing to my nose. I just make a straight line down the bridge of my nose. After applying the Fashion Fair foundation stick in Teak, I like to take an angled brush to blend it out. And this is what the brush looks like. Once again, it's kind of similar to the e.l.f. foundation flat top brush I like to use, but it's curved. And it's not as wide, but I think that's good because it blends out the contour perfectly. And so I just take the brush and I slowly just make small streaks. I don't pull it. I just work it one section at a time, which is the top portion, and I slowly work my way down. And once I get to the bottom, I pull it up because I just don't want it straight. I feel when it's curved up, it brings up the cheekbone just a little bit more. So once I get to the bottom, I'll push it up just like that. See? Don't it like lifts it up a little bit more, and just blend out the one here. And oh man, far ahead of myself, and I forgot to contour my forehead and my temple. And I like to just take it around my forehead and my temple, especially my temple. Now we can continue. And I just blend it out. Blend out my chin. You see? Look at that. See, this is contour, right? And this side isn't. You can see the difference, right? So let's go ahead and blend out this side. And just working at the top portion at the moment. And once the top portion is blended, work your way down. And once you get to the tip, the bottom portion, pull it upward. Pull it upward. Pull it up. Same thing here. Blend it. Make sure it's well blended because you don't want any harsh lines. And we're going to do the exact same thing to the top. Blend it. And I like to blend it into my hairline instead of down. Yeah, so just take it and blend it into your scalp. And see how the temple is? Oh, I just love it. Don't worry about it. If the foundation get on your hair, don't worry about it. All you have to do is just brush it and it comes right off. And then just blend the other side just as the same as the other. The one that we just completed. And as I stated in my first video, part 1 of this, the reason why I don't set my foundation after applying my foundation is for this right here. You're applying your concealer. You're applying your contour, which is still somewhat of moist items. They're not, you don't apply this stuff dry, which, well, you can apply your contour dry if you want, but I like it better using this foundation stick. And then from here, I will apply my blush. Actually, no. See, I'm moving too fast. Slow down. I have to blend out my nose. The brush I like to use to blend out my nose contour is the brush that came with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist Palette, I believe. Yes, the Artist Palette. And this here's the brush. It's a double-ended brush. It's a fluffy dome, which looks like the MAC 224. And this one, somewhat looks like the 217. Is it the 217? Yeah, the 217. Somewhat. So I take this side first just to blend it. Oh, and I also like to bring it all the way up. But I do that last, so I like to make sure that it's blended downward first. So I just take it and I pull it down my nose. I do the same exact thing to this side. Right? You're like, I can still see the line. Now, makes it blend perfectly. I take this in and I just blend it, and I like to pull it up to my eyebrow. Make it blend, right? I blend it all the way up. You see? Actually, it's the side. Here's the side. And now let's blend this other. Blend it up to your eyebrow. So you can't really tell where it starts at. Right? And there you go. And if you want, you can go back with your beauty blender that you use to blend out your highlight. And what I like to do, I just take it and just dab it down my bridge of my nose. Because sometimes you're going to lose the highlight blending out the contour. So I just take it and just tap it. Because you still have some concealer left on here. Set my contour with the CoverGirl Queen Collection Ebony Bronzer. And it looks like this. To this day, I haven't found any other setting powder for a contour besides this. So this is like one of the holy grail products. Now I like to use the e.l.f. blush brush. It's fluffy and it's tapered, kind of pointy, and it gets into the contour perfectly. And just sets it, makes it blend into your skin. You can rub it, you can pat it, whatever works best for you, because you're gonna blend all this out once you finish applying your blush of choice. The blush that I'm using today is by MAC, and it looks like this. It's very pretty. It's a pinky mauve color with hints of shimmer gold in it. And I think this pairs perfectly with the highlight that I use, which I'll show you after I apply my blush. I like to use this brush here to apply my blush. Only apply your blush behind there. That's one of my tricks that I like to do. Right? You see that? It's very subtle and pretty. That's actually, this is one of my favorite blushes by MAC. That and Raisin. Raisin is like the muted version of Amber and Rose without the gold shimmer in it. And I do the same exact thing to this. So this side. So apply it, and I like to bring my blush up just a little bit to my temple. It's up to you. Just how I like to do it. Next, I like to take my highlight, Lorac Tantalizer, and it's a baked bronzer, but I use this as a highlight. And it looks like this. I don't even know if they're selling these anymore, but I love this. So I watch videos and YouTubes and makeup people on here, and they have so many highlights. I'm like, what are you gonna do with all these highlights, girl? But this for me is the holy grail highlight. I won't purchase any other highlight but this. But I really hope they still sell this. And when I apply this highlight, I like to use a small stippling brush by e.l.f. Just stipple it on. Like so. You see that? Look. Look at that. This is a bronzer. A baked bronzer, but I use it as a highlight. Right? And this is, I believe this is, what do you call this? I think this is the mini size. They have a bigger one. Like I said, I don't know if they still sell this or not. If they do, I put the link down below where you could purchase this. And I do the same exact thing. See that? Look at that. And this is a bronzer, but I use it as a highlight. And I just take what's left on the brush, brush it down my nose, my chin, above my lip, and my forehead. Sometimes what I like to do is put it above in my eyebrows, a highlight. Now, I'm going to set everything that I've done to my face. So actually, I'm only going to set the areas that powder did not touch. And I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark. And it looks like this. And I'm using a powder brush. It's big and fluffy. And I'm only applying this to the areas where powder didn't touch. So, underneath my contour. And I'm just patting it on around my mouth, sides of my nose, just to make sure all that's blended up here. You can also take whatever's left on your brush and just make sure everything is blended seamlessly all over your face. You won't have to apply it heavily. You can dust off whatever excess is on there, like so. But you don't want to get rid of the highlight. My lipstick. And actually, I think I want to apply some eyeliner to my lower lid. my lower eyelid. Is this an eyelid? This is not an eyelid. Well, my lower eye area. And for my lower eye, I'm just gonna, actually I've been calling this just eye coal, and this is Smolder by MAC. I'm just gonna apply that. I'm just gonna apply it here. Just a little bit, not a lot. Same thing for this eye. Just a little bit. See, that just looks complete. And let's apply a little mascara to your lower lashes. Lipstick. I think I might just go in with this color here. It's by MAC and it's called Lust. It's a lip gloss. One thing I like about matte lip glosses, they're extremely pigmented. And just to clean up my lip a little bit, I'm using MAC Boldly Bare. Looks like this. Clean it up some. The top. Right? Looks good. Then after I apply this, I like to go back in with, after I apply the Boldly Bare, I like to clean it up with Cork MAC lip pencil. Right? Looks like this. And I just clean up the edges. And I like to use this better than concealer because it's less messy and you can control more what you're doing with the lip pencil instead of tracing your bottom lip with concealer. So only do the sides. Let's clean it up. And I don't trace the bottom because it makes my lips look a little bit more fuller. Let me do the same thing to the top. Just clean it up. See that? Works just like concealer. It's like a concealer pencil. So that completes my foundation, contour, and highlight routine. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, if you guys have any makeup looks or requests that you guys want me to do, feel free to leave it down below in the comments section and let me know what you guys want me to do. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for more videos.